Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Success Leaves Clues. And today we're joined by Bjorn Kunzel, who is really an up-and-coming, dynamic young salesperson in Australia real estate. And he is also just recently joined EXP Australia along with me. So he's one of my EXP colleagues now. Bjorn, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me tonight, Rob.
Yeah, that's excellent. So guys, we're recording this Sunday evening on the 2nd of August, 2020. So if you see this in the future sometime, you'll be able to look back and say, hey, those guys were alive then. Hey, Bjorn, just wanted to, and first of all, thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule. You are incredibly busy. You're trying to build this amazing real estate business and be a family man and look after yourself and your clients and everything. So I really appreciate these few minutes you've taken out of your time. Bjorn, tell us, whereabouts in Australia are you working?
So I work in Adelaide, in the northeastern suburbs of Adelaide, in the council regions of Tea Tree Gully, Port Adelaide Enfield, and also Salisbury City Council.
Okay, and what kind of population centres are those? Are they larger or smaller? And what kind of
they're fairly big. So you'd probably be talking about a few 100,000 people in the northeast of the section which I work.
Yep.
So fairly large.
Yep. And do you have maybe a micro patch that you focus on, or do you expand out of that? Or
no, definitely. I learned very early in my career. I've been doing this now since 2008. And one of the first things I learned was what we used to call a traditional, what they called a farm area.
Yep.
Or otherwise people know them as a BDM.
Yep.
And my BDM or farm area is Gillis Plains and Modbury Heights.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So you've been doing it 2008, so you're not a rookie by any stretch of the imagination. And have you always been with the same company prior to coming to EXP, or have you had a few different companies?
EXP is my third move. The first company which I started for was somebody which I went to school with, and I seen them at the shops, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Selling furniture. I don't really like it." He said, "Well, do you like real estate?"
Yeah.
I said, "I love it." He said, "You got a suit?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, chuck on a suit on the weekend and come out with me." And the rest was history, and I was with him for a couple of years.
How good's
that? And then I was poached by Max Demerick from Weeks and Macklin, true gentleman, still a good friend to this day.
Yep.
He's been absolutely fantastic with the transition through to EXP, and I was with Max for about 9 years.
Wow, that's great. And I'm hearing so many of those stories where there's those deep relationships. Even like myself, prior to joining EXP, I was with my previous company for 11 years. And, you know, there's some great memories, some great skills developed in those locations, and great people in those organizations for sure. It's kind of bittersweet in a way, isn't it, when you come to EXP, because you know the opportunity is so good, but you're leaving those friendships behind. But we're making new ones, and that's fantastic. So Bjorn, I just take a little bit on this show to talk about the success that you're enjoying and what you've been doing to implement that success. So let's talk a little bit about, let's just give us a status update. Let's have a brief little sales meeting. Where are you at? How many listings? How many sales? All that. I know you got some stats written down for us.
I do. I am a numbers man, Rob. I think you got to keep track.
Wait, first, before you start, how long have you been at EXP?
I've been at EXP for 3 weeks.
3 weeks, so 21 days as of this recording. All right, now hit us with the stats.
Correct. Okay, so 3 weeks, 29 listings. 16 of those are on market, 6 of those are off market, and 7 of those are coming soon. They're in preparation stages. And I broke it down. 4 of those houses and 3 of those blocks of land are from what we call my BDM or my farm area.
Okay.
10 of them, of those particular properties, are past clients.
Right.
And 5 of those are referrals, and the other 7 have come from just pure marketing using the new software, I guess, the new strategies and new tactics, which I've learned only in the last 3 weeks since I've been with EXP. So 75.8% of those.
I want to write down somewhere, if I had something to show you, I would put A+ gold star. That is the definition of hitting the ground running. So well done, mate. That's fantastic.
It's been a lot of hard work. It's not all roses. I have been working until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning to make sure my clients' needs are satisfied. And because I've been using and learning new systems along the way, I've been sort of, fake it before you make it. So just telling people, yep, I can do that, and then figuring out how to do it with the new systems afterwards. So it's been a lot of hard work, and a lot of people look for a golden pill, but there's definitely been a lot of hard work involved.
I love what you're saying there, though, because it's for anybody watching this video, whether they're at EXP or another brand or whatever, that mindset is a I can do this mindset. That's the abundance mindset, not the scarcity mindset that everybody talks about, or it's the growth mindset. You're not afraid of failure, not afraid of trying new things, and you're not afraid to ask for the business, clearly. So you got 26 listings, 16 of those are active, 7 are on their way, 6 are off market. You've got a couple of sales. Just tell us about the sales again.
Okay, so I've got 3 sales. It's actually 29 listings, Rob. Don't cut me
29,
short.
sorry. Don't want to cut you short. Every listing.
I've had a couple picked up. A couple of them have picked up in just in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
But no, three sales. 2 of those have been off-market sales. One of them has been my first on-market listing at EXP, and using some of the strategies I learned at EXP, I had over 123 buyers come through that property over 3 inspections and had 14 written offers. We were expecting 450, and we ended up getting 490. So there's definitely a lot behind the systems, which I've learned at EXP, which I was never getting numbers like that before I joined EXP.
That's fantastic. And of course, all of your competitors are just sitting there going, wait, what? Isn't this Bjorn? How does that happen? So that's
well,
really
a lot of people
fantastic.
have been spreading rumors that I've been holding back stock, waiting for the transaction to occur and the transition through to EXP. But the truth of that is there were only 3 of those clients that were actually about to listen. I said, look, just give it a couple of weeks and I'll be with EXP. So it's only 3 that I've held back. The rest of it has been hard work and picking up the phones and talking to people. And I've had a very good response from my past clients. They love the new branding and they love the innovative marketing, which they've seen once it's been delivered, compared to what I was doing in the past. So yeah it's been really great.
That's so good. And I've had such positive feedback about the branding as well. And what I think, and you and I both would know this intuitively now, is that as EXP is picking up, and this isn't a sell for EXP, but as it's picking up momentum, you're seeing agents that were a little bit scared about using that brand now adopting that brand and branding cars and branding t-shirts and hoodies, and like you guys are doing, and it's just fantastic. So what I'd like to do now is just dive a little bit different. Obviously, this is a completely different system than what you were working with before, but you would have come with some education, some knowledge, some coaching and training, but also you would have come with a database. Tell us a little bit about the size of your database and what that looks like, and then we can dive a little bit further into your new strategies.
Okay, so everybody in my core areas, I've got onto RP data over the years, and I've got all of their addresses and all their names, and half of their email addresses and half of their mobile numbers, because of course you can't gather that information apart from doing the work to find it. Did you
gather that through home opens, door knocking? How did you gather that information over the years?
Okay, so the first thing I did was, when we were allowed to, I went to council, council chambers, or my PA at the time went to council and just entered it all in, spent a few weeks just gathering all the data and entering it in. Then we did letterbox drops, find out what your home is worth, send us an email, and then capturing their data and then putting them onto CMA trails, or current market analysis and current market report trails.
Perfect.
So it's been a lot of work. And I do have a system, which I Home Guru and Oz Home Values, which is available, Australia-wide.
Yep.
And I do own that for a lot of suburbs and a lot of postcodes within my north.
So you're investing into the business, into those areas, and that's just another way, a stream of meeting people. Correct.
It's just about meeting people, nurturing people, letting people know you're there to help them. And that's the key word. You're there to help them. You're not there to sell them. You're not there to sell them anything or to try to sell their property. You're there to help them.
Yeah.
Deliver them with loads of information over the years, give them lots of added value, nurture the relationships, and then when the time comes, hey guys, I'm here to help.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be any money in it for me. I'm here to help. Just sing out whatever you need. Your friend's got a rental problem, sing out. You're looking at buying another house of another agent, sing out. Just, I'm here to help. That's the key.
I love it. I love it. It's so, and the giving is what is attractive to people. It's that authenticity without expecting anything in return. And then, so how big would you say your database is now? Because I know you've just had it slightly cleaned up and migrated across to Agent Box.
Correct. I was with my desktop and now I'm with Agent Box. It has been cleaned up and I've got 7,632 contacts in there.
So that's
a lot of them
big database compared to a lot of reps that would be watching this would have about 300 people. Half of those are in their notebook somewhere or the back of their diary. But you've actually computerized it. You've got it there. And
I actually paid the money to get my database cleaned when I switched over as well. And I think that was definitely worth the $1,300 which I did pay to migrate from my desktop over to Agent Box.
Yeah.
I was a little bit reluctant about why am I paying this money to begin with, but then once I've seen the way they have cleaned up the data and the way that we plugged in Active Pipe to the back end of Agent Box, it's just done wonders.
Yeah.
So really,
it's
really
a great, fantastic system.
Yeah,
so,
fantastic.
Let's talk just those first few days as you were coming on with EXP. How did you let people know you had made the change?
So the first thing we did, because when we plugged in and played, we did sign up with Active Pipe straight away.
Okay.
A couple of my colleagues, Chris Jansen and Mike Lowry, who joined me in my team, under my team here at EXP,
yep.
they were familiar with Agent Box and Active Pipe, so they got me onto it. Yep. And we just set up a really nice, crisp email, which had a video link attached to it. Just saying, hi guys, Bjorn Kunzel here. I'm now with EXP Australia. New company, new brand, still good old same service. And I'm here to let you know that I would love to work with you through to the future. If you've got anything that you need, my mobile number is the same. The only thing that's changed is my email address. And I'd love to help you. And I'd just like to say at this point in time as well, with my past employer, Weeks and Macklin, nothing but love and respect for those guys. And I'm still working with them from a property management point of view as well. So should you need anything in property management, I'm still associated with Weeks and Macklin from that side of things. So it's a good relationship we've got. It's been a nice, clean, positive, amicable parting. And I'd love to help you in the future. And that was pretty much it. And then it just has an email which showed some of the listings that were coming up. And then down the bottom, a little black button which says, update my details. And pretty much I got bombarded in the first week, just got smashed with so-and-so wants an appraisal, such and such is upsizing, this person's downsizing.
I was going to ask, what was the response like? So you got smashed.
That's part of the reason I was up until 2 o'clock for that first week. I was just returning emails and a lot of messages of support, people saying it's about time that you went out and did your own thing, you know, congratulations and things like that. So people said, I really love the new email, the way it's being sent. It's very sharp. It's very mobile friendly. It's very clean. The branding looks sharp and clean. Love it, love it, love it. And all of my developers fell in love with it because Weeks and Macklin was the brand that I'd come from. In South Australia here, Weeks and Macklin are actually a building company.
Okay.
So although a lot of my developers loved what I did for them, they were a little bit reluctant at times to have a Weeks and Macklin signboard at the front of an Abraham's Construction or a Statesman home or a Metricon home.
Right.
Because people would get confused thinking that that was the actual builder. So as soon as this happened, I just got bombarded with people saying, come sell my property. I love the fact that now you're EXP.
Yeah,
so
you've got that differentiation.
Yeah, definitely. And it was nothing taken away from Weeks and Macklin, but it was just because they were a building company and you're selling another builder's product, some builders didn't like the fact that I was representing
I can totally understand that.
Yeah.
Hey, you're working at the Ford dealership. Do you mind selling these Holdens for us? You know, like it's a little bit,
exactly.
Of a challenge, which is a tribute to what you were doing if they were even considering that before. So now I want to talk just briefly about several different aspects of your business. So I know that you work very hard and that you're very structured. So how do you break your day up into, and I'm not talking about a weekend when you're on show, but I'm talking about your normal week. How do you break that up so that you're covering your admin work, your buyer work, your seller management, your vendor management, your own free time? How are you structuring that? Because I mean,
in the mornings I'll spend a bit of time. Yeah, I'll spend a bit of time in the mornings with the kids before they go to school. And then once the kids are at school, I'll get stuck into the tasks which I need to complete for that day. So that's the first thing that I'll do.
And are those diarized?
Sorry?
They're diarized? You've got those in your diary? Task list?
Everything's in the calendar, and I've got about 4 whiteboards in my room, and 2 of them have listings and sales, and the other 2 just things go onto them one day and they get erased the next day once they're done, and everything's in my Outlook calendar as well. So Mondays, like tomorrow, I won't do anything except for buyer follow-up all day, and just working with those buyers from the properties that I've had open on the weekend. And then in the evening, I'll do my second inspections for properties which I'm trying to close. And then I'll do the same on a Tuesday evening. But Monday and Tuesday, I'll try to keep free for just getting organised for the week. Wednesday and Thursday and Friday are appointments, going out and seeing clients, appraisals, listing opportunities, sending out CMAs and taking care of business. But the one thing that I don't do is I never ever put my phone to the side and say I'm putting that on silent and I'll return my calls later in the day. The one thing that I do, and I swear by religiously, and a lot of trainers say the complete opposite, is I answer my phone and I return emails as soon as they come in.
Yeah.
Immediately. If I get a phone call, I'll answer it. I don't care if it's 11:30 at night, I'll answer it.
Yeah.
Someone sends me an email, I'll answer it. Someone sends me an SMS, I'll answer it. And I'll always respond to the client in the same media at which they've contacted me. So if they email me, I email them back.
Yeah.
Offering to have a conversation if they like. If they SMS me, I SMS them. If they call me, I call them. Because quite often people don't necessarily want to have a phone call from you because they've emailed or SMS'd you. They want a little bit of, hold on, give me a bit of space here. Yeah. So I try to just get on top of everything as it comes in, and I always answer that phone whenever I can. And that's one of the big things that I get. Oh, thank you for the quick response. Wow, thanks. I've been waiting 6 hours from another agent to get back to me. And that wins business. Yeah. It wins business.
I hear that all the time. I know somebody else from another firm that I am very familiar with, a very top producing agent. They always respond immediately or answer their phone immediately unless they're in an appointment and whatnot. Doesn't suit everybody's personality style, doesn't suit everybody's working style, but it certainly is working for you. There's no doubt about it.
It doesn't suit the wife, I can tell you that much. She doesn't like it very much, but she understands that what I do is for the family, for my 2 kids and for my wife. I don't do it for fancy cars and big houses. I'm not like that. Yeah. I don't care about money. Yeah. I care about my kids having a good upbringing and the fact that I can provide for my parents or my family, or if anyone I knew got into a situation where they were in trouble, that I could actually help them out. That's what does it for me. Yeah. And my wife understands that. And like I say, in the evenings, I'll spend some time with the kids as well. You know, after school, have tea if I can, read them a story, put them to bed, and then once they're in bed, like now, 8 o'clock.
What ages are they?
I've got a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Beautiful. So you're not trying to solve for X with algebra yet.
Sorry?
I said you're not trying to solve for X with algebra. You're not doing the tutoring yet when it comes to the schoolwork.
That's mum's job. I'm not good at that stuff. I'm good with people, and I'm good at my street smarts, and I'm good at getting deals together, but maths was never my forte.
Yeah, that's all right. You just need to know how to do 2%, 2.5%, and 3%. You're fine.
Yeah, I know numbers, but that's about it. Yeah.
No, that's excellent. Hey, I want to pivot just slightly and talk a little bit about, I know you've thoroughly embraced social media, so talk to me a little bit about your social media, not only how you might be using it to promote properties, but also promote your services and yourself and your successes, whatever you're doing with social media.
Well, one of the biggest changes, and I have to say this in all seriousness and all honesty, is I never used to really promote my properties too much through social media before I was EXP. Okay. But of course, as you know, the training that we have access to and the massive support network that we have, and the trainer in Glenn Twiddle, he said you need to be doing social media. So I've always had a Facebook page, Bjorn Kunzel Real Estate, but I just put properties up, open on the weekend, coming soon, this property's up for sale, but I never pumped any money into it. Yeah. And since I've been at EXP, I've been getting property videos. I've been getting Facebook budgets of, you know, $200, $300, $400. Yep. And I've been absolutely pumping. And some of those videos have attracted 9,500 views, 10,000 views, 6,000 views. And that's one of the big reasons why I've been getting groups of 70, 60, 50, 40, 30 to my opens, when before this, I was only getting 6s and 8s.
Yeah. So let's take a time out. Just walk me through that process. So you've got a professionally done, you're using Open to View, I think, to do your videos, are you?
Yes, correct.
Yep. So you're using Open to View. They're doing a great video. Then you're loading that into your ads manager account on Facebook. And then, or someone is, and then correct. That's being promoted, and you're using, your vendors are assisting with those dollars to promote those videos?
Yeah, so at the moment, I had a situation where somebody hacked my Facebook account, and they put up an ad for $4,000 a day, and it got up quite high. Facebook erased it and fixed it, but I got a bit panicky about that. So what I've done is I've employed a company called Listing Logic, and they do it all for me. Perfect. So they're responsible for it all. So they have the admin for my back end and they manage my Facebook page. So they put up my listings and put up my posts. And it's only $275 for a 2-week campaign, or $400 for a 3-week campaign. And it's Facebook, Instagram, and you can add Google onto it as well. Yeah. Okay. So I find that because I've been so busy, I haven't mastered Facebook yet. I'm good with Facebook Live and at putting up still posts, but with the whole paid marketing side, I'm not that good.
They're managing your business page in a sense of they're promoting your listings, and you're correct. Still able, just as for people that aren't aware, you're still able to go live with videos on that same business page.
Correct. So they do all of my customers' listings. I'll send them through the video and I'll say, look, this is the features. This is what I want to promote about it. They'll come up with the ad that they're going to pump the budget into. Then they'll put the ad out there and they'll target the ad within 15 kilometers. They'll drop several pins around the property that we're selling, so that way when people look at the property, it retargets those people, so that way when they're on their Facebook or Instagram, it pops up, and also in Google searches. And it's done wonders for the business. It's about, I've written it down here, I'm spending an extra $670 per property compared to what I used to be doing, and that's for the video and the promotion. So it's money well worth spending.
$600-700 more,
correct,
which would disappear in newspaper advertising in a second, and you are getting 9 and 10 times the response. So if we're thinking
100%.
10x what you're doing, that's exactly what you're doing.
Definitely. And people are telling me, oh, where did you see the property? Oh, I've seen it on Facebook, love the video. And other agents are watching the videos, other people are commenting about it, and people are saying, look, love the way you did your own open inspection, come and sell my house. Now, our open inspections are busy, but the one thing that I do different at my open inspections is I always have a mortgage broker on site.
Right.
Okay. So he's always on site, and he just helps people to talk about finances and money. Then I'll have myself inside free to roam around the house, and Mike Lowry, who's come and joined us as well. He doesn't have as many listings as I have at the moment. He's at the front of the property with me, and people just love the fact they've got 2 agents and a broker and an open inspection, and no one else is doing it. And that's winning us business. It's winning us a lot of business.
I suppose that's really providing peace of mind and confidence for sellers. And if sellers are coming to your home open and checking you out, as they often do, they're seeing you in action. So when you go to the listing appointment later, it's a no-brainer for them. They know what they're getting.
It is. And because everyone else is doing, one agent representing property, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But we've just got an opportunity where this broker approached me and said, I'll come out to your opens for free. There's no kickbacks for you, but what I will do is help you, and I'll service your clients, and I'll be there every single week. I said, fantastic. He's now become the #1 Aussie broker for South Australia and the NT, because about 65% of all his business comes from my open inspections.
Fantastic.
So that's just a simple, all he's done is asked an agent if he can do opens with him. And
he's gone, wait, who's busy? Okay, can I come to your home opens and I'll just gather your database? That'll be fantastic.
No problems. Just have to fly over.
That's it. That's it. So yeah, no, that's great. And so as we're thinking about an agent coming to EXP or starting afresh, because this might be seen by agents that are not at EXP, what probably are the top 2 or 3 things that you would say have changed your business since coming to EXP, whether it be technology, mindset, opportunities, whatever?
The biggest one was that I was worried about was lack of office. And I can tell you, not having an office and having an office set up at home, I am 50 times more productive.
Yeah.
I am 50 times more productive, not going into the office and blah, 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 talking to people. Like having a home office and then having the meetings, which we have at EXP, as you know, which we have weekly, and having the training that we have weekly, and having the Thursday night support groups where we come across and we share ideas. This is really a collective, like, how would I explain it? It's like, we're all knights of the round table, but there's no King Arthur here. That's the best way to describe it. And everybody is there to have everybody else's back and help everybody. I've never had this support. And the home office space is so much more practical. Now, if COVID hits, which it did, and our office was shut down for 3 to 4 weeks, and I didn't have my office set up, my business stopped. In EXP, if COVID hits again, I've got property videos, I've got 3D tours, I'm doing Facebook Live now. I can continue to function because my home is my office. And it's a lot more productive and it's a lot more affordable. And I'm getting more of the money in my pocket. So it's just a no-brainer. It took me 9 years of having every single agency in Adelaide trying to poach me. All of the big franchises. I don't want to mention names. A lot of the big independents.
That's fine.
And people trying to get me to come over, and nobody could get me to come over because I was on an 80% commission split where I was. I looked at EXP. I had one Zoom conference with Glenn Twiddle. I said, this sounds good, but maybe a bit too good to be true. I had a phone call with Emily. And then I had another phone call with Stephen, and I was in. It was that. It's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. So that's my story.
And what I love is the fact that you've been a pioneer.
Sorry?
I said, what I love is the fact that you've been a pioneer, where other people now are just sitting on their hands going, oh, we'll just wait and see how that all works out. You've been like, this is the opportunity. This is what I need. I'm going to take action. I know I've seen a picture of your home office. It's excellent. It's very organized and well set up. for how you do business. You've set up specifically for how you work, and everything that you need is at your fingertips, which has to increase your efficiency. And then obviously the new systems that you've got with your active pipe and your agent box and using listing logic and those kind of things. And that collaboration, it's really weird, that collaboration. Imagine being with a national franchise where everybody is cheering you on. Now, EXP is not a franchise, and I know that most national franchises, because I've been in them before, they're very competitive between the offices, not collaborative. So it's an interesting dynamic for sure. So as we're thinking of, yeah?
It works well. I mean, just this past weekend, Chris Jansen, who's one of the guys working with me, he only had a couple of open inspections. So he said, Bjorn, can I come to opens with you? So there was myself, Mike, and Chris, because the broker was away on a holiday.
Yep.
It's the first weekend he's missed. And I like to have that three. And we were all just bouncing off each other. And everyone was like, wow, is this the normal thing now for real estate? Like, is this what happens? And we're like, no, this is just Team EXP SA.
Yeah,
and we had people walking out doors saying, you've got our name and number. We want to talk to you about selling our house. And they're not even the people that are on this board here. I reckon there's another 10 or 15 coming, Rob.
Yeah.
Seriously. And the thing is, I used to write $430,000 to $460,000 consistently with my last company for the last 5 or 6 years, and I had a PA that I paid about 70 grand a year to sit there and put data into the computer and all this sort of stuff.
Yep.
And I was happy where I was. I was really happy, but I was looking at my future because I'm 41 now. I know it's not too old, but I'm still getting on a bit. And I thought, you know what have I got? I'm going to be selling real estate until I'm 70, 80 years old in this model. And you know, I need something more for me. And I really love the fact that the EXP model offers a revenue share program whereby, you know, you can be support for other agents. And in return, you get a small financial reward each year for those agents that you bring on. And for that, for me, said, okay, that's something that can benefit my future. And that's my rent roll, as to speak. Yeah. And there's already 2 guys that are joining me. I'm speaking to half a dozen other people. There's a lady by the name of Kelly in Queensland that I just reached out to and gave some assistance to, and she's thinking about joining us as well. And I just see the opportunities as being endless. I
love the way that you in your mind have seen that revenue share scenario as your rent roll without having like where I came from. I was the licensee in charge of a couple of offices, and we had about 400 managements, you know, and while the property managers did all the day-to-day work, by the time the problems escalated, whose number did they call on the weekend when the owner wasn't happy or the tenant wasn't happy or whatnot? With this, there's none of that. It's just collaboration, supporting, going, man, you're doing awesome. Do you need some help with this? Here's what I'm doing. You know, whatever. It's all just sharing and collaboration. For that, the financial remuneration is actually better than a rent roll, which
it is. And I mean, you take
as you said.
Well, you take what we're doing here now, Rob. I'm not in your downline. You're not in my upline. But here we are helping one another. You're you know, trying to pick my brains for the other people, so that way they can maybe take something from this to help them with their business. And you've given me support as well, moving forward as well. Everybody in this group, it's just such a collective of good people that are there to help other people. And I know it sounds corny, but it's really true. And I didn't think it would be like this, but the support networks that we have and the head office support, oh my God. I remember I used to ask my PA to do something, and like 3 hours later, I'd have the email. I'm like, I send a phone call, and within seconds, the phone rings back. Or I send an email, and within a couple of minutes, I've got the response. And it's just blown my mind how efficient the whole network is and the whole system is. And a lot of people think or thought when I was joining XP, oh, Bjorn's on his own. He's a little backyard operator, you know, sort of like the guy in the mall with, you know, he's playing the bagpipes and he's got the trumpet and he's got the drums and the cymbals attached. That's what they thought. That's what they thought this would be. And it has been the complete opposite. The support that the people have given us, the head office team, oh my gosh, seriously, I take my hat off to them all. I couldn't do what I do without their support. You know, there's the Stevens, the Emilys, yourself. We've got Courtney in marketing. We've got Marie up there as well, Kirsten. The list goes on and on and on. And the efficiency of those guys, oh my gosh. Because
they're dedicated. They're so focused and dedicated to helping you as an agent who's in the field, either if you've got an issue or you got a challenge, whatever it is, to get it resolved and get back to being productive. And I
remember there was one time, Rob, where I jumped into EXP World and I had an issue with my email, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh no, my email's crashed. So I jumped into the EXP World and I took a ticket and, hello, Bjorn, how are you doing today? My name's Evan. How can I be of assistance? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I've got an issue with my email. It's like, so whereabouts you coming from there in Australia, Bjorn? And I'm like, oh, I'm from Adelaide. He's like, well, I'm here in Texas. It's a nice, bright, sunshiny day. What time is it? I'm like, 2 o'clock in the morning. He's like, well, let me just jump in there and see if I can fix it for you. And then bang, bang, bang. Well, there you go. Seems to all be resolved. Now have a great day, Bjorn. And I'm like, wow, this is 2 o'clock in the morning. This is 24/7, literally. Not just saying it. Oh my gosh. I was blown away, Rob. Blown away.
So good and so foreign to the way that we're used to experiencing stuff over here, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. And such nice people as well.
Yeah.
Such nice people, the Americans.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons why the company is growing so fast. So as you share that story, I can feel your positive energy about that experience, even though the crashing of the emails is a negative. That ability to get it resolved quickly and efficiently and get back to work, it just gives you a lift, doesn't it? Like I was trying to get a property online and it wasn't working right or whatever a couple of weeks ago. And I happened to reach out to a couple of people in our corporate structure where they were 6:30, 7 p.m. And they said, oh, no problem. One of them said, no problems. And I'll have a quick look at it. And within 4 minutes, it was resolved and it was showing up on the website. So, you know, my seller couldn't believe it. They were like, well, you won't get a hold of them now. And I said, well, it's worth a shot. And then I said, yep, it's fixed and it'll be going through. And they just couldn't believe it. And they have been in real estate before, you know, and they were like, you'll never get it fixed till tomorrow. And we did. So fantastic. Bjorn, tell me a little bit more about where you see the future for your business. Obviously, you're going to be building a team as all the agents that join EXP can do. So that's one of your focuses, but you're also going to be listing and selling. How's the future look for you? What are you excited about?
Oh, it's very bright, Rob. And I'll give you a story. This is kind of a little bit crazy, but I was throwing darts at the dartboard. And I said, God, give me a sign that EXP is the right thing. And I'm not ultra religious, so don't worry. But I said, God, just give me a sign that this EXP thing, that I'm doing the right thing here for me and for my family. And this was like 2 days in, okay? And I threw one dart, bang. Didn't hit the bullseye or anything, just hit the dartboard. And then I threw my second dart, and the second dart literally stuck in the back of the other dart like this. So I don't know if you can see this. Sorry, they'll get two different color. But it was like one dart and the other dart stuck into the back of the other dart. And I was like, that's it, I'm set.
Yeah.
And I know that's a little bit of superstition, but then everything started to happen and started to flow. And it was a mindset thing, of course. Yes. And my mindset was positive. And I said, you know what, I'm going to go out and do this. And I think the future is extremely bright. Yeah. I can see myself being EXP for life. I seriously can. Unless somebody does something drastically wrong, I cannot see myself ever leaving this model. And I'd like to see myself one day into the future, maybe 5-10 years, with a big team here in SA to be, you know, anybody needs any help, you just call me anytime and I'm there for you, along with the people that I've got in my team and in my crew. And it's already too strong, and we're only talking 3 weeks. So,
and I think what we're seeing, you're seeing exactly what you want to do is already happening in the US and Canada. So we know that you can get there. So you will build a team, you'll be able to coach people, help people. And the great thing about it is that you're not restricted to South Australia. As you said, you know, you've been talking to someone in Queensland, it could be New South Wales, you know, wherever EXP operates, you've got the ability to build your team. And that's very, very, very exciting. So if somebody was joining or thinking about joining, you would definitely give it a tick of approval. You're happy?
100%. And I'll tell you the sort of personality I am. I eat the same stuff from the chicken shop. I eat the same pizza. All right. I live in the same neighborhood that I've always lived in. Like, I'm not a person for change. Okay. I'm the person that will come up with every single excuse under the sun to not have to change. All right. I eat the same steak. I eat the same pub. I drink the same beer. Like I'm a very much a creature of habit. So for me to take this leap was completely out of my comfort zone and completely against my personality traits at all. But once I'd spoken to those few people about it and I looked into the model and researched it and realized, you know what, this is actually a working operating system that's 31,000 agents strong. I mean, we were like 27,000 agents 3 weeks ago when I joined. And now with 31,000, I just saw this thing as the future of real estate. And I thought, you know what, in this world, you either make the waves, you ride the waves, or you get wiped out by the waves. And I said, there's no way I'm going to be that guy getting wiped out by the waves. And I think that's why I took the leap of faith, because I realized that if I wasn't in it, I was going to eventually get wiped out. And I didn't want that to be me. So I just took the leap of faith, and here I am, and everything is going absolutely 10 times better than what I thought it ever would have. So,
that's so good to hear that not only your leap of faith has been rewarded, but you're finding it, the transition. Obviously, we have challenges. Everyone has challenges when they move operations, but you're finding the systems that you're able to use them. You've been using new technology that you weren't using. And I'm still blown away by the fact that you said you've started to promote your properties on social media, and you've got a 9 or 10%, not percent, but times increase in the people coming to your opens. How have you survived that onslaught? You know, when you had 6 to 7 groups coming through, now you're having, you know, I know you had one property there where you had 128 groups come through in the first week or two that it was open. How do you actually physically, mentally handle that?
Well, I also use Homepass a lot.
Yep.
So with Agent Box, anybody that makes an inquiry, anybody that you put into Homepass automatically gets registered into your Agent Box account. Now, It is difficult to call absolutely everybody, but we are trying, and I do have Mike Lowry's help as well, and he's been a fantastic support, so we are working as a team. But you can send group SMSs from Homepass saying, hello, Bjorn here, great to meet you at the property. If you'd like any further information, please reach out. PS, if you're looking at selling, get in touch too. If there's anything else we can be of help with, please let us know. Otherwise, we don't want to bug you. And then that way you sort of know that the people that contact you back, you nurture them, and the people that don't contact you back, they just don't want to be contacted. So you just let them go. Just leave them be. And the systems have really been capturing that data. So I really don't need a PA like I did in the past, because Active Pipe is sort of like my PA, and then Mike is my help at the moment, and I'm helping him as well by helping putting money into his pocket, and he's helping me with my listing. So the technology, I'm not a technological guy, okay? Where do I turn on? How do I turn on the computer? That's what I was like before I joined EXP. Because I'd had 10 years of having other people do this for me. You know, I just used my iPhone and that was it. But now I've just delved in head first. I realized, you know what? The first week was a little bit of a headache, I'll be honest, learning all the systems. But Agent Box is so easy. If I can use Agent Box, a 3-year-old kid can use Agent Box, because I am not up with technology. But I've learned it all. I've embraced it in the last 3 weeks, and it's going really well. And I can list my properties up. I know how to do everything I need to do on there. I know how to do all the back end stuff. I know how to keep track, and the way that you upload your documents to Agent Box and things like that. I never had that with my desktop. It was all, you know, manual filing. So the systems are just world class. The support is world class. The head office people are world class. It's just, there's nothing that I can say that's, I wish they had this, or I wish this was an option.
I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to hear, and I know that I will be hearing how you're ticking through this. And you know, so I've been in real estate for a little while, 18 plus years, and the old timers will always talk about it being a belly to belly business, and signs breed signs. So you being belly to belly with hundreds of people over the last few weeks, having that, you know, that COVID handshake, whether it's a tap of the elbow or whatever else, and your face, and you're seeing somebody else, they know who you are now. If they didn't know who before, they're seeing you on social media, which is in effect belly to belly. You're right there on their phone, and they're getting text messages from you. They're seeing all that. I mean, I can only imagine that your listing numbers are going to grow and grow and grow. And your footprint is going to expand in your marketplace. So the future is definitely bright for you. And I hope that we can have you back on this show in maybe 3 or 4 months, and you can tell us about all of the settlement stories that are going forward with all of those sales as they're coming along, because Adelaide, the market's quite strong in Adelaide from what I understand.
It is a good market.
Yeah, and what a great time to hit your straps. You're in a company that is commission friendly. You've got listings coming. You've got listings that are under offer or going towards settlement. And it's just a fantastic. Thanks so much for taking the time to be with us tonight. And I'm wishing you all the success going forward, mate.
Thanks a lot, Rob. It's been an absolute pleasure. And if there's anything that anyone needs, my phone's always on. I'm always happy to take phone calls and help people out if I can.
Yep,
So,
perfect. And we'll leave Bjorn's details attached to this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next episode of Success Leaves Clues.